Have you ever wondered about a civilization that built magnificent cities high in the mountains without mortar, created vast road networks that rivaled Rome's, and managed a massive empire without a written language? Today, we're journeying back in time to explore the incredible story of the Inca Empire. Our story begins not in a grand capital, but in the heart of the Andes Mountains around the 13th century. Legend tells us of a mythical founder, Manco Capac, who emerged from Lake Titicaca to establish the city of Cusco, the navel of the world. For centuries, the Inca were just one of many small groups in the region. But that all changed in the mid-15th century with the rise of a visionary leader named Pachacute. He wasn't just a warrior. He was an empire builder. Pachacute transformed the kingdom of Cusco into the mighty Inca Empire, known as Tahuantinsuyo, or the Land of the Four Quarters. Under Pachacute and his successors, the empire expanded at a breathtaking pace. From modern-day Colombia down to Chile and Argentina, it became the largest empire in pre-Columbian America. How did they manage such a vast territory? The answer lies in their genius for organization and engineering. First, let's talk about their roads. The Capagón, or the Great Inca Road, was a marvel. This network spanned over 25,000 miles, crossing deserts, jungles, and some of the world's highest mountains. It wasn't just for walking, it was the empire's lifeline. Armies could be dispatched quickly, goods could be transported, and most importantly, information could travel at incredible speeds, thanks to the chasqui, the empire's elite relay runners. These messengers could carry a message over 150 miles in a single day, faster than a horse in some terrain. And what about those famous Inca cities? Machu Picchu is the most iconic, a breathtaking estate built for Pachacute himself, perched on a mountain ridge. But the Inca built countless other structures, from fortresses like Sacsayhuaman to the capital city of Cusco, designed in the shape of a puma. Their stonework is legendary. They cut massive stones to fit together so perfectly, without any mortar, that you can't even slip a knife blade between them. This technique made their buildings incredibly resistant to earthquakes, a common threat in the Andes. The Inca were also masters of agriculture in a challenging environment. They developed a system of terraced farming called Andines, which transformed steep mountainsides into productive fields. These terraces prevented soil erosion and allowed them to grow crops like potatoes, maize, and quinoa at different altitudes. To feed their massive population, they created a sophisticated system of food storage and redistribution. Everyone contributed through a labor tax called the mida, working on state projects like building roads or farming state lands. In return, the state provided for them in times of need, a form of collective security. Socially, the empire was a pyramid. At the very top was the Sapa Inca, the emperor, considered a living god, a descendant of the sun god Inti. Below him were the nobility, administrators, and priests. At the base were the common people, organized into family units, called alis. While there was no written language as we know it, they had a unique system for recording information, the quipu. These were complex arrangements of knotted strings, where the color, type of knot, and placement could record numbers, census data, and possibly even stories. It was their version of a spreadsheet and a history book, all in one. But this magnificent empire's golden age was tragically short-lived. In the early 1530s, just as the empire was weakened by a brutal civil war between two brothers, Huáscar and Atahualpa, a new and unexpected threat arrived. A small group of Spanish conquistadors, led by Francisco Pizarro, landed on their shores. They had guns, steel, and horse, of all things the Inca had never seen. In 1532, Pizarro arranged a meeting with the victorious Atahualpa in the city of Cajamarca. It was a trap. The Spanish ambushed and captured the Inca emperor. Atahualpa offered a staggering ransom, a room filled once with gold and twice with silver. The Inca people delivered, but Pizarro executed him anyway. The capture and death of their divine leader sent a shockwave through the empire. Without its head, the highly centralized system began to crumble. Though the Spanish quickly took Cusco, the Inca resistance didn't die with Atahualpa. For nearly 40 years, a neo-Inca state held out in the jungle fortress of Vilcabamba, launching guerrilla attacks against the invaders. But in 1572, the last Inca ruler, Tupac Amaru, was captured and executed, marking the final end of the great Inca Empire. Though its reign was brief, the legacy of the Inca is etched into the very stones of the Andes. Their innovations in engineering, agriculture, and social organization were centuries ahead of their time. They built an empire among the clouds, a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the rise and fall of the Inca Empire. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next historical adventure. See you next time.